Good afternoon, folks. It's me, Eddie, and I'm here this afternoon to give you a quick, maybe not so quick, update on what's going on across Newfoundland and parts of Labrador right now, as our current area of low pressure is driving some pretty nasty weather across much of Newfoundland and parts of southern Labrador. So we'll get into that over the next couple of minutes, and hopefully it will give you a good idea as to what we can expect as we get into the rest of the day. As we bring in the weather graphics here, what you can see is our area of low pressure is currently swirling right over southeastern Newfoundland. And so what this is doing is this is ending a lot of the precipitation, although we still are seeing some snow through parts of central and northeastern Newfoundland, even though it's not showing up on the radar. Oftentimes in the kind of wraparound preset that sits back in here, there is some fairly intense snowfall, and that will continue for a few more hours, but generally what will happen is the snow will begin to kind of wrap up from southwest to northeast as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. And some areas have seen a good deal of snow today. I know areas of central picking up close on 30 centimeters of snow so far today. And again, we are mostly done with that, but we still are looking at some of the warnings out there. Blizzard warnings, winter storm warnings, and wind warnings are still in effect for a good chunk of Newfoundland except the Canaveral Peninsula. Now, as we get into this afternoon, we are going to begin to shift into kind of the second part of this system, which is going to be the wind. And as we take a look at windy.com, what you can see here is a really good visualization of where the highest wind speeds currently are located. And as we take a closer look in to essentially the coast of central Newfoundland, that is where the wind speeds are likely currently the highest in this core of high winds, which extends north to south on the backside of our area of low pressure. And as the low begins to pull away, those high wind speeds are going to begin to rotate down and across the rest of northeastern Newfoundland, including the Bonavista and Avalon Peninsulas if they haven't done so already. And we can take a look at the Newfoundland and Labrador weather condition summary from Environment Canada, and we can see where those winds are currently ramping up. In Cape Race, currently gusting 97. Gander, impressive, gusting 82 kilometers per hour. Pools Island gusting 105, Sagona Island 108, St. Anthony gusting 89 under heavy snowfall. St. Anthony, I think, has probably verified a blizzard today, definitely has verified a blizzard today. Looking at the observations here, a blizzard, for those that want to know, is 4 hours of snow and or blowing snow with winds over 40 and VIS under 400 meters, and we have definitely verified that in St. Anthony this afternoon. But we'll continue sort of hunting for these strong wind speeds. And in St. John's right now, the airport only reporting gusts to 73. But again, as we go back to this, we are going to see those wind speeds really beginning to rapidly increase. And as we take a look at Twitter, we can see already today the winds are picking up in some areas. And then we're also seeing areas of high water as well. So let me see if I can, I'm just going to get my Twitter window up. There we go. Sorry about that. And so not only are we seeing the high wind speeds, we're also seeing some storm surge as well. This is the view today. As you can see it in Little Bay Islands, high water there. This is earlier today in Gander Bay, high water in Gander Bay. And if I can pull up some pictures from Placentia, the boardwalk in Placentia was destroyed last night, or part of it was destroyed last night due to high water. You can see the snowfall in Corner Brook. That's what it's, not exactly, I think that's in central Newfoundland, is where Troy Boone lives. So that's where we're seeing some snowfall right now. And this was taken in Musgrave Harbor this afternoon, that video there. And Bay of Exploits, you can see this was about 35 minutes ago. And you can see it's fairly stormy in that area as well. So we are seeing a good deal of stormy weather conditions across Newfoundland this afternoon, and essentially the blizzard warnings are necessary, and we're also seeing a few power outages in some areas as well from those high wind speeds. We're also looking at a special weather statement still in effect at this hour for the Avalon Peninsula, Burin Peninsula, and back along the coast of central and northeastern Newfoundland for high water levels for the high tide cycles. We had one earlier this morning, and there may be another one this evening with the high tide cycle where we do get some damage from high water level. So keep that in mind if you have any interest along the coast. Wind speeds, again, in St. John's right now, they're not overly high. In Gander, we're at 61. Bonavista, we're sustained now at 85, gusting 119. So there are those strong wind speeds that I was mentioning earlier today. And as we take a look at the future wind speeds, this is a wind gust forecast, you'll see over the next few hours is when the winds are supposed to peak across northeastern and eastern Newfoundland, including on the Avalon Peninsula. So if you haven't gotten things ready, batten down the hatches, you still have a little bit of time to do that, as essentially the wind speeds are going to begin to ramp up in the next couple of hours. I think in the metro they're going to peak around 6, 7 o'clock or so. And as we get into this evening, those wind speeds are going to ramp down, and they're going to continue to ramp down as we get into the overnight period. Something else to consider is sometimes those computer models do underdo the forecast a little bit. At least that one tends to do that. And as I pull up a different computer model for you, this is going to essentially show us how high it thinks the winds are going to be in St. John's this evening, and it's showing wind speeds in the metro peaking about 105, 106 between about 5:30 and 6 or 7 o'clock this evening. So that is going to be kind of our window for those high wind speeds. Now going back to the weather graphics, again, we'll bring up Futurecast now. We can go hour by hour what we're going to see as we go throughout the afternoon. And again, the snow is winding down in the next few hours, and it will do that as we get into this evening. And the snow will just continue to kind of wind on down as the overnight does progress, and temperatures are going to rapidly fall. Notice by tomorrow morning, we are down to the minus teens. Snowfall totals, I did talk about this yesterday. I haven't updated the map because, well, this is what I think is going to happen. I shouldn't say that. This is what I thought was going to happen, and from some reports, I think this is what is transpiring. The exception may be on the northern peninsula, where the snowfall forecast may have been quite underdone, as St. Anthony is still reporting blizzard conditions. So I suspect the areas around the northern peninsula, especially the eastern side, are likely going to end up in the 30 to 40 kind of plus range. So, folks, sorry I underdid it up there. You did know snow was coming, but it ended up a little bit probably under forecast. In eastern areas, we had a little bit of snow last night, and that was pretty much it. We'll see some flurries this evening, but nothing overly major, which I think is something that a lot of us may like, a lot of us may not like. I tend to enjoy snow, so this weather pattern is disappointing me a little bit, but hopefully we'll get into one that is a little bit more, active for snow here in the next couple of weeks, but we'll keep an eye on that. Anyway, that's your weather update. I know I've been a bit long-winded, but there's a lot going on. There are certainly some power outages, so stay safe. Hopefully Newfoundland Power can get that squared away here shortly. They're pretty good at that kind of stuff. And I will be seeing you later on social media. And, if not, then I'll see you on the news on Monday evening. Stay safe and have a great evening, folks.